Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to my first Pokemon Sword and Shield narration battle upload video thing that I am sharing with you all. Very excited to do this because I have been using this interesting team that you see before you for pretty much the majority of currently the OU tier. Because it's kind of weird and kind of wacky, but has a lot of really interestingly good things as well that are just like across the board solid options. So you're going to see this as we play. I have Torkoal, which is kind of weird, but it's kind of the weakest weather right now because there's really not a ton that can take advantage of it. Like you have a couple of solar power Pokemon like Charizard, but you really don't get a ton of good chlorophyll users except really for Shiftry. And I figured, let's try this. So I'm going to use those two as a combo together. Torkoal is actually special defensive with heavy duty boots. Which is really cool, and it's like a rest talk set, so you'll see how that works. I also have Xatu just for kind of hazard control a little bit. It also is amazing against like Toxapex and Ferrothorn, which are literally on almost like every single team. And then I have Corviknight, Clefable, and Seismitoad just kind of to round out everything, because the three of them together just kind of work and do like everything you want to on a team. Like just use those three and pick three other Pokemon, and you will have a good team. The reason why those three in particular, though, is Corviknight is just really good right now. Like, with bulk up set, it's amazing, so I'm using that. I'm running Specially Defensive Clefable, which is, like, kind of a weird thing, because normally you've been running Physically Defensive for, like, the last 3 generations. So running Specially Defensive is kind of a nice little callback to its older usages. But it's just good in general, and it has Wish Passing, which is great for the majority of my team, because it's kind of like a bulky team. And then Seismitoad is there just because it's pretty much, like, the best Rocks user right now, in my opinion. It is one of the few things that also has access to Toxic right now because it's not a TM anymore, so you kind of have to just be lucky enough to have it in your move pool. Seismitoad does, which is great. And it's one of the best counters to Rotom, as you can see, which is on my opponent's team, and it has Water Absorb, which is great against a lot of the Rain teams. So the kind of design of his team was just to kind of counter stuff that I see a lot of, and have some kind of unique little things going on with it as well. So let's go ahead and jump into it right now. I'm going to lead off with Xatu, as my opponent leads off with Grapple Locked, and I'm thinking, there's no way he's going to stay in, so I'm going to U-turn, because who wants to take a super effective Psychic move? But he stays in, and I get Octo-Locked. So there's actually a better way to run the particular Octo-Lock set that he's using, and I will be showing you that, at least in my opinion, in a later video for my set videos, because he's using Brutal Swing and Close Combat as opposed to Drain Punch, which is like by far the superior option. Because you will get all the health back that you're losing while you attempt to lower my defenses, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, so I do a lot of damage with the Moonblast, and I get him into a very good range of health, which will be very relevant later on in the battle. But he's going to go ahead and just KO my Clefable. It wasn't a huge deal because honestly, like if you look at his team, Clefable really wasn't going to be that great. Like, especially because I'm specially defensive and most of his team is physical attackers. And the only thing that would be special attacking is Rotom, which I have Seismitoad for. So it wasn't a huge deal. But anyways, I'm going to bring in Corviknight. He's not going to want to stay in. Brings in Rotom. And because I know Rotom really can't touch Seismitoad, we have Seismitoad. Give me a free turn to set up rocks. He tries to burn me twice. It really honestly wouldn't have mattered because I am specially offensive. So like it's not like I'm using Liquidation or Earthquake or anything. Not a huge deal. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to go to for Willisp again as I switch on to Torkoal. And he makes the really like bizarro play and going for Volt Switch, which automatically tells me that he's probably the Rest Chesto Berry variant. Because he just kind of could and knew he could survive whatever I went for. So I'm going to bring in Torkoal as he Volt Switches on the T-Tar. And then I just bring Seismitoad back in because Tyranitar really can't touch Seismitoad, and even more so when I get a Scald Burn. So that's going to be amazing for me. That's kind of why you run Scald, just for that burn. He gets his rocks up, but my team doesn't really care about them. As you can see from it a little bit, I have a Heavy Duty Boots Pokemon, and I also have a Magic Guard Pokemon, and the rest of them aren't really Stealth Rock weak except for Xatu, which matches up against all the other Stealth Rock users except for T-Tar. So it's just kind of one of those like little funky things. But anyways, so he's gonna go for the rest. It's fine, you know, he's gonna get a little bit of damage on me, no big deal. But I'm just recovering leftovers, so I'm at full HP now, and I keep going for Toxic here, expecting him to switch back into Rotom. He doesn't do that. I assumed he was just trying to get Sand Up or something, but anyways, I'm just going to keep Seismitoad in. Tyranitar can't really touch me, so he's going to go for Crunch a bunch of times. Luckily, he doesn't get a defense drop, which is very surprising, because literally every single time somebody uses T-Tar, I get like automatically like 3 defense drops from Crunch. So I'm able to KO with Scald. I got a crit there, which saves me a little bit of health, but it's not going to matter as he brings in Gyarados. Now, I know they have Power Whip now. I didn't think it was going to kill, and I didn't think he was going to go for it right away, so I actually went for Toxic right there. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out, but this is kind of a cool little thing where I now get to bring in Torkoal, And I know he's going to want to go for the water move. So I go, and I just want to see how well I can take this. So I take the Max Geyser, and then I go for Max Flare, and I'm like, no, screw your raid. Here comes my son yet again. Then I go for Max Guard, and I'm like, crap, I have to go for it again. I do, and I get it, and that's huge. So I get the Max Guard, and now this forces him, because he can't KO with Waterfall now because the sun's up. So I actually get to go for Lava Plume here as he goes for Dragon Dance. I still think he should have tried to go for a Waterfall, but I get the burn, and that's kind of why you run Torkoal, for that reason. Just setting up the sun and getting burns. That's really what it's there for. It's crazy bulky. With heavy-duty boots, you don't worry about rocks, and that's amazing. Now, I bring in Zatoon to kind of just sacrifice it. Funny enough, though, I have Roost on this, and I could have actually just roosted off all that Waterfall damage and potentially actually kept my Zatu alive. But either way, I do enough damage with Psychic to put him in a range where he's going to go ahead and die from the burn. Which is amazing. So I bring back in Torkoal because I'm like, you know what? This is my turn to kind of just like win the game, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Shiftry now that the sun is up. It's my Chlorophyll user, and I don't know if any of you knew this yet, but Heat Wave is now a move in Shiftry's move pool. So it gets this amazing fire type coverage option, which is perfect for steel types like that. Now we know he's going to go into Aegislash here, and he's going to King Shield, and I think from the range of health that I am at, I cannot kill him through his defense form. So I'm going to go into Corviknight here. I just completely waste the sun at this point because this seems like the better option. Now I will say something in that this entire battle, up until one specific point, I thought I was using Mirror Armor on Corviknight, but I wasn't. I could have paid more attention and noticed that I was using pressure, but anyways. I bring in Corviknight and I just start to do the whole little bulk up thing, and this is actually huge because honestly, my opponent really can't kill me. Like, as you can see there, like Rotom's really doing nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and just go for a couple bulk ups. He decides to go in Grapple Locked. I'm not sure if he was actually trying to like sack it there, but he doesn't have to because he switches in and he's able to protect, so he gets a little bit of HP recovery. But I'm just going to keep wanting to go for Brave Bird here because I know, based on the damage that I just saw from Volt Switch, that Rotom actually is going to lose to Corviknight, which seems like crazy bizarre. Obviously, he still has Rest, and I feel like there was a chance for my opponent to go for that at some point in this whole scenario, but I'm just going to keep roosting off the damage because I'm not going to die from him anytime soon, and honestly, I can probably get to +6 fairly easily if he wants to keep Rotom in. Also, in hindsight, even though I thought I had Mirror Armor, I can actually probably just stall him out of most of his moves because of pressure, but I didn't know that at the time. Anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and roost off the damage. He's going to go into Aegislash, and he's going to go ahead and just try and KO me with Shadow Ball a little bit. I go for the Brave Bird here. It's really not going to do that much. And interestingly enough, because I thought I was running Mirror Armor, again, I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about King's Shield because that doesn't really affect you when you're, get your stats dropped because Mirror Armor gives him the Aegislash. I think, at least that's how that works. But anyway, so I just kind of have been Brave Birding like willy-nilly and not actually thinking about the fact that he could actually lower my attack stat. So I get very lucky, and it's this point when I realized I don't have Mirror Armor because I got the special defense drop, and I was like, what the heck just happened there? So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm just going to Roost here to potentially survive something else, as he goes for King's Shield, and then I'm just going to go ahead and taunt him because I don't want him to go for King's Shield again, and I know I can live Shadow Ball here, which is going to allow me to either force him back out into Rotom or just allow me to get a good amount of damage off on the Aegislash, which I do. So I get that damage off, and now he's at a low enough range of health where I actually think I can KO with Heat Wave, even if he was in the defense form. So I'm going to go ahead and go for it right here. I knew that was the better option than Dark Pulse because he could have still went into Grapple Locked, and I don't know if I'm outspeeding Grapple Locked, but because I'm Life Orb, I'm actually able to KO the Rotom with Dark Pulse now. And then he's going to bring in Grapple Lock, which is all he has left. He's going to Protect to try to get a little bit of HP back. But as you can tell from the moveset, at least that he was running earlier, I don't think he has any real defense investment on this particular set. So the Heat Wave is actually going to be enough to clean out the Grapple Lock and actually give me the win with Shiftry, which is like this bizarre, like, when was this going to ever happen in OU kind of situation? But it's kind of cool. And I just want to share this team for you. I'm going to let the little, like, end screen kind of pop up here as I keep talking. But I wanted to kind of just show off his team and a couple of really unique things that you can really do in the OU tier right now. It's kind of bizarre, like how kind of much of a free for all this is, because I think Dynamaxing really changed the game. It made so many things like viable depending on like when you use it in the battle and everything like that. And just having kind of like these bizarro little combinations like Torkoal Shiftry actually kind of works right now because of the way that the Pokemon that we have left are. So it's a really, really cool combo, really cool team overall that I've been having a lot of fun with. So hope you all enjoyed this video. And as always, everybody, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.